So Pat Riley spoke to the media on Friday. We discussed yesterday his asterisk comment getting blown way out of proportion by every nerd basketball blogger there is, and then also we discussed him discussing Bam's extension, where he seems very looks like they're going to TCB. They're going to take care of Bam. TCB, take care of Bam.
Yep.
But
we've heard that before.
Neither here nor there, Leroy. Neither here nor there. But did you hear this butte? So we've heard his sayings before. Riley's got some real gems. The orca, the whale. There are obstacles. Well, there are tons of them, but there are none. But have you heard what 2020 slogan is from Pat Riley?
What's that?
Robbie, can you hit us with what Riley is describing as his new mantra?
The cupboard is more full than ever. We have 6 first-round picks in the next 8 years. We have, 3 second-round picks, one that is owed to us by another team. So we have a lot of assets. We have a lot of very good young players. We have great veteran leadership and talent. And I'm very optimistic, about what's ahead of us. Our theme in 2010, as you all know, and I stole it from, I think it was Stephen Covey in the book First Things First. The main thing is to make sure the main thing, remains the main thing. And that's always, really about winning. And so I've decided to move on from the main thing to the next thing is to make sure the next thing, remains the next thing.
That's deep.
What?
That's right. The next thing is the next thing. That's deep. Robbie, even you must admit.
Why?
That's deep.
If it wasn't Pat Riley, his ass would get a -1.
What are you talking about? It's Pat Riley. He's got you're gonna do the thing again. Let me just make sure I'm clear on this, because you did this with the obstacles thing, where you mocked him and you said he doesn't know what he's talking about, and now he has a new saying. The next thing is the next thing. The cupboard is full, Leroy.
The main thing to the next thing is to make sure the next thing, remains the next thing.
-1. I'm not having you do this to Pat Riley. You did this with the obstacles.
I'm not doing it to Pat Riley. He's doing it to Pat Riley.
Look, you're gonna go out here and you're gonna question his genius. And here we are yet again, and he's going to come out on top smelling like roses, because everybody does this to him where they're like, bro, what is he talking
about? One has nothing to do with the other.
They do. No.
No,
actually,
they don't.
They do.
No, they don't. He can say some crazy old people stuff. Doesn't mean I think anything less of it.
You don't have to call it old people stuff.
It is.
It's not crazy old people stuff.
It is.
It's wisdom. Some would call that wisdom, Leroy.
Okay, some would. I call it.
Is to make sure the next thing, remains the next thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
That sounds just like what I was thinking.
Like, Leroy, do you realize he's going over to the pantry, okay? He goes over to the pantry, and he's looking, and he's like, man, this cupboard is full. Look at all these things we got. And that means the next thing is the next thing. By the way, did you see I'm not saying I want to go into this direction, even though this franchise is falling apart. But did you see who was working out in Miami?
Who?
Dude who he scores a lot of points, doesn't come through in the clutch a lot.
Flails.
P?
No, beard. Big beard.
Flails a lot. Gets every foul call.
Flails a lot. Flails a
All
lot.
right.
A lot of nerds think that this guy is better than Dwayne Wade, even though they're wrong. James Harden working out in Miami, Leroy. Interesting. Interesting.
All right.
Do you think that Riley, sends him over? So you think it's possible they end up at Prime 112 together?
In about, when does the league year end?
I don't know. They were saying training camp's going to start December 1st. That seems wildly unfair. I mean, Jimmy Butler just left on his world tour.
Yeah.
Like, let the man go vacate. I don't think Jimmy Butler should come back till Valentine's Day, to be honest with you.
What?
I don't think he should come back till Valentine's Day. That guy deserves a break.
Yeah. I mean, but think about it. this is normally what the break is. You get done in June, right? Mm-hmm. Basketball season is in June. Mm-hmm. You got July, August, September. It kicks up again.
Yeah, late September is usually media day.
Right.
And the training camp
So what
starts.
are you talking about?
They just finished playing, and they want the season to start in Christmas.
When did they finish playing?
Well, like 2 weeks ago?
2 weeks ago, which is the second week of
October.
October.
Yeah.
Second week of October.
That's
November, December. It's like 2 weeks sooner.
No, it's not.
Why not?
The season usually starts in October.
No, but what I'm saying is the break in between.
It's like a good month shorter.
No, it's not.
Definitely is.
If they're going to start December 1st, you have season ended last week of September.
You're looking at like 3 months without regular season. You're looking at three and a half months without regular season basketball.
Well, look,
Right. What is it normally?
Well, look, let's just say the finals.
3.5 months. Like this time you're looking at 8 weeks.
Yeah,
No.
like the finals would normally end like around June 20th. And
Right.
the media day would probably be like around September 25th. A good solid 3 months. We're talking about the finals ending October 13th and literally less than 2 months back at training camp December 1st.
All right. It's not.
It's about half the time.
It's too soon.
September. Wait, it's October, November. Yeah. All right.
This James Harden's already working out of mind. He's probably already had his world tour, because he chokes in the playoffs.
All that extra time.
Wow.
I listen. I'll take James. Look, I'll consider wailing for James Harden. Okay, I'll consider it, but I need a declaration from him. Okay.
No. Don't we need defense?
No, I need a declaration from James Harden, and that is that I will never be Dwayne Wade. I will never be in his class.
Why?
I'm
I don't
coming here to
understand
ride
why.
coat. I have failed and failed again. Please, Miami Heat, make me a champion. And if the Heat do that, if they make him a champion, just be forewarned. Whenever Bill Simmons does his nerd book of basketball 2.0, he goes, James Harden, greatest scorer I've ever seen. Better than dude. And when he does that, just know, Leroy, my head's gonna explode, because if it's the Heat who craft him into a champion, and he's been choking this entire time, just know that makes you ineligible to ever be ahead of Dwayne Wade. I'm not gonna be like these sellout Lakers fans, all right, where you were arguing that Kobe was better than LeBron all these years, and then all of a sudden LeBron joined your team, and you're like, oh, he's the GOAT. LeBron's the GOAT, not MJ. I'm not gonna be a seal or a sheep like those Lakers fans.
Yeah.
I think they still hated LeBron when he joined the Lakers. I think they were still everyone was upset that he was taking over Kobe.
Oh, he's taking over. Now all of a sudden they're like, oh, Riley said asterisk. LeBron's the GOAT. He's the GOAT. All right. You guys, where were you saying that? But when he got there, you guys were saying that Mamba's poison goats. That's what you were saying. I heard all the chatter, the chitter chatter.
What is wrong with you?
So just know.
Time out.
Just
Time
know.
out.
What?
Time out.
What?
I know what it is. In your efforts to defend Pat Riley, you go off on all these other NBA tangents to take away the focus from what Pat Riley has said.
The next thing is the next thing?
Yeah. But we wouldn't feel this way if you hadn't asked that messed up question.
I didn't mess up a question. It was a completely legitimate question.
Oh!
It was a fair question. It was a fair question. I didn't mean for it to go down the road that it did. I didn't know Riley was going to wax poetic and tell me about the 88 Lakers for 3 minutes, and then all of a sudden the word asterisk slipped out of his mouth, and that every nerd who has a blog was going to come and run with it to try and ruin his legacy and call him a cranky old man. I would never want that to happen to Pat Riley.
You know what that means? You know what that means? No more one-on-ones.
Well, that's not fair.
Really?
We were just starting our relationship.
Really?
We were a couple of
like,
chaps.
Hey, Pat, can I have a sit down? I don't want to deal with you.
I just want the no. Listen, we're me and Pat are cool. We're cool. I don't
Really?
know if we're cool. I honestly don't know. I honestly, if I were him, I'd probably
Really?
be furious with me. But
You hooked him like an 800-pound tuna.
it's not true. Everybody was asking their questions about the off season. I just wanted to know. Listen, how many chances you get to
You wanted to go back.
I
You
wanted to go
be
back.
petty.
I wanted to go back.
You wanted to be petty.
I just wanted to.
Everybody
know what
else
he
is
thought.
thinking about the future. You're thinking about petty.
I thought I ruined his weekend just talking about it because he was miserable talking about it, and just to begin with, I didn't know that everybody was going to run with a lie out of it. But seriously though, if Pat Riley does have a meeting at Prime 112 with James Harden because he's working out down here, and he says, first of all, enjoy those meatballs. You're not allowed to have those when you're on the Miami Heat.
Hey, I would think that's the first test whether he wants to be a Heat player.
Just what his diet is around Pat
What
Riley.
he eats. Like if he's getting spaghetti and meatballs with 4 appetizers and whatever, he's like, "Whoo, we got a lot of work with this one."
By the way, I was looking back at that press conference where Riley says the same thing about Dwayne that he said about Bam, and I forgot that he fat shamed Dwayne at that press conference.
Yeah. Right.
He said, better not get above 230.
There we go. And there we go.
Well, you have to keep your best players as accountable as your worst players, Leroy. That's culture.
Well, you got the first part of that right. You have to keep your best players.
Fair enough.
Okay.
Either way, if he has dinner with James Harden, the first test has to be, let's see how many breadsticks he has here at Prime.
Yeah.
Well, that's
I would
three.
take
That's
him
three.
to
That's
Joe's
three
and make him
breadsticks,
eat
Harden.
Crabs. Crabs are healthier.
Breadsticks, huh? Big carbs fan there, James?
I mean, holy smokes. You can't add a guy who doesn't play defense. We got enough of those.
Yeah, but he is a really good scorer. Look, the only reason I shun it is because I don't want any basketball dorks having the gall after the Heat make James Harden a champion. I don't want them to have the gall to put him in the pantheon of Dwayne Wade.
I don't even think
I don't want that.
Why would they?
Because they already are doing it. They're like, oh, best shooting guard scorer. He's among the best. He's up there with Kobe and Jordan. And he's not, though.
Doesn't he handle the ball more than D Wade did? Yeah. I mean, D Wade played.
Probably during probably in the LeBron years, yes.
Well, not even then. Even before, was he actually the point guard?
No,
Not officially.
He was technically only officially the point guard his rookie year.
Right.
But basketball's changed. You know how it is.
All right, but still, James Harden has the ball in his hands. Now, here's the kicker. Here's the thing that I would do to have everybody play in their strengths if James Harden was here. I'd make Jimmy the point guard and James Harden the 2.
Let me ask you this. Would those be the longest games ever because of how many free throws there would be between James Harden and Jimmy Butler?
Oh, my goodness. The Heat would average 35 free throws a game.
You might as well. The refs are going to be so out of breath from all the whistles that are going to be there between Jimmy and James.
They'd be like, shh. You blow yours.
Poor Mike Biamonte is going to be having to yell, boyo, all game. Try and get some free. You guys want some free choppy chop? Choppy chop?
Choppy chop. But yeah, man, come on. Like you would have to because I don't know if Jimmy plays off the ball as well as Harden would. Right?
I mean, James Harden dominates the ball more than anybody in the league.
Right. So, but that's the problem.
Because he's going to be that.
So how does that help this team?
He gets buckets.
Okay, again, gets buckets. The Heat score plenty enough points. But you have more guys on the team now that have questionable defense than you've ever had.
Do you think that the Heat look at him and say, we could fix that if he's not as dad-bodish?
I think he got that Dion body where he's always gonna, you know.
But even Dion, they got 1 year. They got him slim.
Okay, but he's still like even slim. He still kind of had the dad bod.
Yeah,
Like
he's just-
sometimes, look, body type does not determine how good a shape you're. Did you see that D lineman? What's his name? Not Khalil Mack, but the other one. The guy that was 350, 6'5", 350,
Yeah.
running all over the place.
yeah.
That guy's in tip-top shape. Like, so, like, sometimes body types don't determine how good a shape you're in. James Harden has to be in good shape. He only wears down when he gets to the playoffs.